All right, recently I discovered that my Q7 for some reason has been having like almost a completely dead battery and unable to start after literally sitting in the driveway for 2 or 3 days. And I've done some digging and I found an issue, and I've done a lot of reading on the forums and everything, and this is a pretty common thing that a lot of people, now that these cars are aging, are probably starting to address as we get into the future here. But I'm talking about the stupid Audi keyless entry system with the little black button built into the door handles. This guy fails so frequently on the Q7. This is the 4L Q7, so 2009 and 2015. And it can just cause a whole lot of issues. And being someone who off-roads and overlands and goes camping and everything, this would be really bad to have the battery go fully dead while I'm camping. So that's kind of where my thought process is at this point, is that I don't want to be stranded when I'm going in the middle of the bush. So today I'm going to show you guys how to disconnect just this button in the door handle for the Q7s. Now, those of you that have a Q7, you can get into the Q7 just by pulling the door handle twice with your key in the pocket. But if you want to lock the door, you have to hit the button. And most of the time, if you have a Q7, you can go try this. The button probably doesn't do anything. So I'm going to show you guys. We're going to pull the door skins off. We'll do one side. They'll be mirrored and the exact same on the other side. So you can do it for both. And it's a very simple thing to do if you've got the tools to take the door off. So what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel, and welcome to the channel if you are new here. This is my 2014 Q7 TDI that I'm building to be my newest off-road rig. I got lots of stuff done to it. There's tons of other videos on my channel. So if you are new here, don't forget to go check some of those other videos out if you want to build your Q7, and don't forget to subscribe. But let's jump into it and let's start pulling the door panels off. You're gonna need a couple tools, and I will show you what you need now. Nothing super crazy. A lot of you, if you do work on Volkswagens, will probably have these. Most important ones, gonna be your trim tools. I've got a variety of different ones. The biggest thing is you're gonna need one that's probably got one of these to get the really fancy Volkswagen plastic clips off. Or you can use a metal trim tool. This one might break them, so just be careful. And then a T25 on recommended, the skinniest one that you can use, like the skinniest, a T25, probably in 1/4 inch. You might be able to get away with 3/8. We'll see in a second here, but you're gonna have to get kind of like deep in the door, specifically for the passenger side. The driver's side shouldn't be too bad, but pretty simple. So I'm gonna get you guys on the tripod here, set up, and let's start pulling the door panel apart. One of the first things I'm gonna do with you guys is show you how to check to see if your doors are being an issue in VCDS. You could also do this with OBD11, so it doesn't really matter what tool you choose, but I just have VCDS. So we're gonna go ahead and hook up here. So we're gonna go in and we're gonna go to, we're in the driver's side door, which is system 42 or block 42. And we see here that we have a central locking button, exterior door handle, implausible fault, or implausible signal intermittent. So that means the driver's door is being an issue. But if we go back and we go to the door rear left, which is 62, because these might all be individual, and depending on what system you're using, it might show that there is a open circuit or short to ground is another one that it might tell you. So this is the other door, same thing, exterior door handle, locking button, implausible signal. Now what's going on is these, over time, I don't know what exactly happens inside the door handle itself, but something in here, or the wiring between the door handle and the connector that's in the door that we're gonna disconnect and plug, there's a short, and it's shorting obviously to the body. So as you have a short, you're basically just draining electricity into the chassis of the vehicle, which drains your battery over time. So I'm gonna show you how to do front door and one of the rear doors, because you'll be able to do both like mirrored on the other side, except just getting the handle off of the passenger side is going to be a little bit different, obviously, because on that side it's different. And it's super simple. So we're going to start by taking the door trim piece out, because we have a couple T25s up in here. Now this is also good to know if you ever have one of these like aluminum pieces, because these get scratched up really easy. I don't know if you can see mine on the camera, but we're just going to go in here and pull this guy out. Just like that, super simple. When you do go to put it back in, you'll notice it has like these J hooks on it. So you kind of need to put it in and then like lock it. So we've got one up here. And if you have a parts tray, I always say use it so you don't have bolts randomly walking away from you. You can also use your cup holders. That's usually my go-to, or there's even like a little holder in the door here. I'll just put them in there just so that you guys can do the same thing. So you've got another one down here on the bottom, just kind of like underneath where the cup holder is. Another T25, go and pull that one off. And these are different. So the top one is a little bit different than the bottom. So just make sure you keep track of all of them. Okay, so next, I'm gonna move you guys forward a little bit here. We have to remove this little panel right in here. So this is where the different size trim tools are gonna come in handy, because you're gonna want a thinner one to be able to pull this guy out, because we have another T25 in here. And then you're gonna have to go down in the cup holder next, because we have to get the one that is down inside here out. So you can't actually use this one as like your bolt holder. And this one is a little bit of a pain in the ass, because you have to get the little rubber like gasket thing that's in the bottom of here out. Pull that out. And then we have one more T25 down in here. There's a long ass bolt. There we go. Another one out. And then we'll back up again, because now we should be able to pull the door off. So we're gonna start from the bottom and get our trim tool under here. I can't exactly get my fingers in behind the panel here, because you just basically have to get it to release off the clips in the bottom of the door first. Okay, so I had to be a little bit aggressive with it. I just have like a pry bar, like a small one, with a cloth, just to pop the tabs out at the bottom. I was just being too non-aggressive with it, because I was afraid I was gonna break it. There we go, that side's out. Go all the way up. And then I should be able to just lift it out like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and disconnect this guy in here in order to get this connector out of the way. And then we have the door handle, I believe, and all the electrics in there. So we're just gonna kind of let it chill for a sec, because now what we need to do is we need to get in here. And you're gonna come in here and you're gonna see two connectors. Oh, let me turn up the shutter speed. So you got a couple different connectors here. So you've got this big 4-pin connector on the bottom and then a 2-pin on the top. We're gonna disconnect the 4-pin on the bottom here, because as you see, that runs into the door handle, and that one is the one that senses that you're pulling on the door handle to unlock the door. So we're gonna unplug that one right there, and it's a pressure fit clip. If you're not familiar with Volkswagen clips, you have to push the connector together, then pull the tab, and then pull the connector apart, and it'll come apart. So I'll disconnect that, and I'll show you guys what it's gonna look like, and then we're gonna electrical tape it. Okay, so you got two options here. You can just leave it disconnected and then hook up the connector back in its place, and you just leave one dangling, or you can put a plug or something over the male end of the connector and then reconnect it to the female end. That's what I'm doing, and then I'm gonna tape them together just so it all doesn't rattle around in the door. And then we can put it all back together, and we'll move to the rear, and then we will test it out, and I'll show you guys kind of how it all works still through VCDS. All right, so the connector is plugged. It's not fully like seated back together, so I just have a little bit of electrical tape holding the connection together, and then it's back in its original spot. So now we'll do a little test. So I'll show you guys. So I'll try not to squish my door panel here, but if you come over here and you pull the door handle, you see how the car, here, I'll lock it. So it's locked. Now if you watch the front of the car, if I pull the door handle, hold on, it should flash. All right, it was a second ago, but it was doing it. I'll show you guys when we're done how it all still works. That fully seated. Then we have to run that connector back through the little hole up in the top here, just through the side there. And we're gonna go ahead and bring the door panel up. We're gonna tuck it into the window first, which might be easier said than done. So tuck it into the door up top. And then we're gonna go ahead and just make sure, just with our fingers, that everything is kind of lined up along the sides here. there we go. The door panel's on. So now I'll show you guys the handle still works. So I'll grab my keys. So door's closed. I'll turn the camera so you guys can see that the car unlocks. So I'll lock the car. Now, without touching the door handle button, we'll see that the pull to open the door still works. And we're good. Now, hopefully no more draw from this door. So now let's move on to the passenger rear door, or the driver rear door. Actually, maybe we'll do the passenger side because there's more space. There we go. Front door done. I'm gonna put all the panels and stuff back on, the trim I mean, and then the button, which is pretty self-explanatory. So passenger side, let's get it done. Okay, so very similar procedure on this side. I'm gonna start by getting the upper trim out. We don't have to pull any of the actual door handle stuff out with the buttons. We just actually have to pull the door handle cover off. So this will be the same for the passenger side in the front as well when you're taking the front door panel off, because it's not the same as the driver's side. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this little cover off. Oh, that's not good. I broke my trim tool. Oopsies. There we go. I got that one from the bottom. Little tiny piece that I broke off of my other trim tool out. So I'll grab all the T25s out of here. And then the last one on the bottom, same as all the front doors. And then should be good to pull the trim off. And we'll do the same thing that we did in the front with the pry bar. So just gonna cover the tip of the pry bar, get it under the door, and work our way around just like that. And then once again, we're gonna go ahead and lift. Oh, there we go. Door panel off. Same thing, pull the little vapor barrier bit off here. Oh, this has already been apart. Someone's already been in this one for sure. Okay, so it's the same as the other side, so I'm not gonna show you guys how to get in here to disconnect this. It's gonna be the same 4-pin or 3-pin connector every single time rather than the smaller one on the top. So I'm just gonna undo that. Get my tape here. Okay, so quickly show you guys. That one's all done now as well. So this door should be complete. Gonna put this back together really quick. I'll show you guys how to do that. And then the final one up the top here. Trim pieces back on. And door handle. Done. There you go. There's one of the rear doors as well. So now let's go look at VCDS and I'll show you guys kind of what it does. And then let's also prove that the door still works. Lock the door. We'll go for the handle pull and we'll see if the lights flash in the front of the car. Beauty. Mint. Gonna load up our modules here. So if you go to the driver's door electrics now, it's probably gonna show us that it's still intermittent or implausible, but now we're going to clear. We're gonna see if it reloads. So no fault now. Now what might happen is over time, this might come up as a open short to ground, and I'll put the actual code what it's supposed to be because I saw it on the forum, but it'll show up there. But now let's check the door electrics on the passenger side, because I don't know if this will be the front door or the back door, but yeah, there you go. No fault anymore as well, which is sweet. So there we go, problem solved. Hopefully no more parasitic battery drain for me when I'm off-roading, and hopefully for you guys if this was helpful to you. Like I said, don't forget to check out some of my other videos. I do have an install for the Apple CarPlay unit in here as well if you want to check that out. Link will be in the description for that one. And then anything else that you guys want for the Q7 for me to cover in the Q7, please let me know in the comments. And do not forget to subscribe if you're new here. But that will do it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. Check out some of my other videos. Don't forget to subscribe and peace out. I will see you in the next one.